Welcome to episode 5 of this series, where I correct my mistakes. In the last episode, there were a couple of things I didn't notice, and we're going to fix them right now. The first one is 3 meters tall and right here. See, it's not far away. It looks like these villagers have been able to spawn the golem here because it's within their range. So I have to at least put slabs up here so they can't spawn. Next, it's what I know you were really worried about. Here I used a redstone block instead of a regular block, causing a signal feedback. Changing just one block fixed it. Also, since the shulker doesn't need to be broken, I thought, why break it? Because I run the risk that the hopper won't pick it up. I've simply removed that functionality and that's it. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, can we start the episode properly? I don't know what to do, but I'll decide now. You likely knew this already since you're smart, but I didn't. Can you make moss and cobblestone? Of course, mentally it seems like I live in 2012, and I thought that moss and cobblestone could only be obtained naturally in jungle temples and in dungeons. Actually, you can craft it since 1.8, so since 2014 or 2015. And of course, I was very, very smart. I made this whole hand only out of stone, but this hand really, let me see if I can show it to you properly. Here it is. Okay, it has its little moss details and it also has tough, which I don't know. I mean, it's a block I've never used in my life. I know it's pretty far down, but I think I can see it. See? Are these two tough? And this, for example, is moss. I haven't been adding that detail. I think it makes it look really good. But 2024, and I just found out that you can craft moss and cobblestone. Also, I feel motivated now. Unlike last episode, you wouldn't understand. Why am I putting all this moss? And I think it won't be too hard for me. It might take me about an hour or so, but well, look, the good thing about the theme is that here it tells me all the materials I need. How much moss block? This is very interesting to know because I'm really going to put all 2,600 of these. And it asks me for 1,100 moss and cobblestone. I have some, but I think I'll need about half or so because of the moss that's here. I'm not going to put it because I'm going to put moss block on top. Why make things hard for myself? Having a jungle nearby is great for me. And I'm going to need 10 stacks of this, about 10. But is it good for collecting vines? Hey, if I break the top one, I don't get the one below, right? That's important. Then I wanted to buy something. I mean, I know it doesn't, but I want to check it with you guys just to have the full experience. If I break a vine with a piston, of course, this is on the next block. Here, it doesn't give me the item, which is really annoying since we can't auto-collect, otherwise I'd do it. And I would go have a snack right now while I leave it, away from keyboard, but that's not the case. You plant one and wait for them to grow. But I thought, well, instead of going through the jungle collecting, I'll just grow them. No, you can't. I didn't know this and I've never checked, but no, you can't grow it. The vine, which I'll have to handle by hand, really annoys me. You know, here Mojang has let me down. Why don't you do something for me? To do it semi-automatically, I'll have to go all over the jungle like this. What a pain, man. By the way, there are farms like that, you know, the ones that move you with water and you go breaking it like this, you know? Like with a click? But they're not worth it to me. I just don't like those farms. I don't know why. Maybe because they're only semi-automatic, not fully automatic. I prefer to do it by hand. Since I want to detox from time lapses, I'm going to do it like those TikTok type videos where they place a block, cut, and then place another one. Just so you know, I'm not going to show all of them. Huh? Why not? No, why not? Well, before I forget, I'm going to mine tough. When did I plan to build everything from stone and put this here? Now look at what's left. How am I supposed to get there? But this is going to take a long, long time, huh? Ugh, I've been at this for like an hour, and I've only placed 250 tough blocks. That's a lot. All the red you see stays with me, huh? An hour and a half, I think. Man, this is awful. I really hate myself for not having done it at the time, you know? I haven't finished putting all the moss and stuff, but anyway, I'm going to try now. I'm a bit overwhelmed, so I'm going to try this now. Yeah, if I put soil around it, I'm not sure it has to be grass. I just use grass because I have extra. There it is. Okay. I don't know how big the radius is, but it's quite a lot. Damn. It works with the stone. I messed it up too. I think it's a bit irrelevant, right? I mean, I'm just going to put all the fat in and that's it. And if any extra stone gets covered in moss, well, but the proof is that if I put one of these, it transforms the andesite. It transforms the stone, but the moss, it doesn't, right? See? There it is, the moss. And it doesn't change. Since moss is already moss, it's meant to have this within. In fact, these blocks, by the way, are useful to me. If I combine them with cobblestone, they're also useful for making mossy cobble. So it's actually better than the vines he's using, right? I'm sure others have already mentioned this in the comments. I know you all. I usually play these recording audios in the background as I finish the episode, so I want to take this chance to congratulate you. Hope 2025 goes well for you. It's funny because this December, I haven't been able to upload any videos in the end, while everyone on YouTube takes the opportunity to upload a ton of videos. In December, you earn nearly twice as much from ads during Christmas since there's more ad spending, so your earnings increase. But anyway, here I am uploading it in January, which is actually the opposite, the month when you earn the least. But anyway, this is because, as I already mentioned, I was on vacation. I was in the United States with my family over there. Will I upload a vlog? I mean, I have enough to upload a vlog, but anyway, I still have to edit it. I wanted to start with this one first. And besides, I've also been on vacation for Christmas, and that's something I always like to take advantage of. These weeks, I'm seeing people I haven't in a while. You've also sent more questions, and I'm glad to answer them. Nayuel MJ asks about my favorite music genre or artist. Honestly, I don't have a specific answer. A few years back, I would have said Scarlord. I'm going to show you my Spotify Wrapped for this year to explain that I don't have a favorite genre. Because if you look, the first one is Russian techno, the second is samurai. I would say it's indie rock. The third is a mix of pop and techno. The fourth, I can't even define it. And the fifth is Basque French reggae. I don't know. It's really random. This year, my Spotify Wrapped is really random, unlike others. I don't know. I always used to have Bad Bunny in my top 5, but well, this year has been a year of musical exploration. I've changed my music preferences. I used to listen almost only to English, but now I listen more to Spanish, Basque, and even French. Let's say it's been the year of detoxing. From English music, in fact, in my top 5 artists, none of them sing in English. And in my top 5 songs, only the second one, which is by Olivia Rodrigo, is in English. Okay. I guess underneath. No, the stone hasn't. Well. If I keep doing this eventually, I've discovered something I didn't know, which is that if you use bone meal, if the block has something on top, it doesn't turn into a moss block. It just fills this with plants, huh? I've had to keep breaking them because there are too many. And of course, by the way, that's been annoying. The bottom part, which looks all brown, I have to change it. I think I really nailed it when I did the intro for this video. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this now, though. I mean, with everything I've told you about how the moss block works, that's something I didn't know until I started making this episode. And knowing this, you can already imagine it's incredibly easy to make a farm, but it's kind of silly. Well, I've been in creative making one, so I'm going to make it now. Well, this farm is my version. I based it on other common mechanics. It's not the best or worst. What makes the most sense to me? There's no mystery to it. Okay, on each side, there's going to be a stone generator. I'm going to tidy up a bit. Now there's more space, so it's easier. So we're going to put another line of pistons here and fill it in all around here and here. For several updates now, Redstone not only passes through here, but also powers this piston, okay? By doing that, okay, and then these torches are gonna go underneath. Okay, now I'm gonna press the button and this should end here. Perfect, it works. Now what we're gonna do is make a stone generator, not cobblestone, but stone right here. The stone is gonna be generated here and it's gonna be pushed. Right now it's not gonna be pushed, but you get what I mean. I fill everything with water and one with lava, then place it in the middle. As you can see, it's creating the stone. And from here, I can access the button. It's generating stone again. It's working. I copy this and do it there. Perfect. Once we have it, I can remove this since I don't know why I put it there. I don't know why I kept the dirt since we won't need it. All right, I'll fix what I did. This one is 2 blocks away, which I finally placed. That way I get confused. And then I'm going to cover all of this here with some block, whichever, so the stone doesn't transform on me. Do you understand? If I put the dispenser now, will it work? It doesn't want to work, huh? This is messing with me. It's different here than in creative mode. Time to read the wiki. Vale, I think I've found what's going on. Let's see if I can explain it well. When you throw bone meal on a moss block, the X and Z are somewhat random, but it has to choose a Y layer, that is a height layer, on which to make its attempt to reproduce. So it was choosing the layer of iron blocks that I had placed because it was a priority. Let's see if that's the case. This one is still winning, Vale. Pay attention, okay? When I apply bone meal to a moss block, the game looks for a place to start spreading. So the first thing it does is look at the layer immediately above and checks to see if in that layer, in that 5x5 area around it, there are air blocks. So if there are air blocks, which was the case, it starts to expand. Scan downwards. That's the first thing. So it starts scanning downwards and goes, okay, can I spawn here? No. Can I spawn here? No, it's air, not a block with air above. Can I spawn here? No. Can I spawn here? Neither. And then it gets to this layer, for example, and says, okay, there's a solid block with air above it here. So yes, I can. Okay, that's what was happening, but something else was happening in my creative world, and I was going crazy. I had already placed the hoppers in creative mode. Now, when I press this button, the following will happen. It won't find any air blocks above. Therefore, instead of scanning downwards, it will scan upwards and check if it can place above. Above. It's little moss. If this doesn't betray me, I'll press the button now, and the moss will grow up here and not down below. You didn't get it, did you? It took me a long time too, but look, everything makes much more sense now. If I use bone meal on a block that's here, since it has air around it, I mean, since it's exposed, in other words, its immediate layer is full of air, it's going to look downward. The game assumes it's outside, but if instead I put, when I use bone meal on the moss block, the game first checks the area and makes assumptions. That since there are no air blocks, it's underground, so since it's underground, the first thing it does is look down, and I understand that then it looks up, because if I use meal on this, well, let's check it. Yes, then it looks up. Tomorrow, when you go to class or work, you can calmly say, I don't want to learn those weird things you teach me. I just want to know how the moss mechanic works. It's something very useful and very fun to know. Now it's time to put pistons all over here, right on top, like this. It's a bit hard to place, but, well, maybe if you put it at the beginning, it's better. After placing this, I brought the redstone down. Then from this side, I brought it over here, and from this side, I brought it here as well, so I can operate with them. And to activate the dispenser, I added a repeater behind it with 3 ticks that goes to this piston. What this does is that anything that appears on top, like a carpet, grass, or whatever, it breaks it, because if not, then you can't use it again. This piston is absolutely necessary. Lately, I've been using this watch a lot. Honestly, I like it. It's set to 15 ticks. You can slow it down but not speed it up, since that's the maximum. So every so often it does this. And then from here, I do have to take out 3 ticks and connect all the redstone, okay? As you can see, it grabs the stone as soon as it comes out because it's super tight and it keeps breaking. And okay, I'm gonna stop it now. There's this thing that comes out. Cover everything with glass so nothing gets out. Officially, I'm done now because I've made a moss filter here from moss block. So everything that gets generated will go here. Then the rest, damn, this is really high. My idea is to throw the rest directly into the lava. I don't need any of this crap. I can craft it myself. Oh, by the way, I don't know if there's anything, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but if I combine moss block, I can do this. I knew it when I started the farm, you know? Well, so let's see, I got 10 stacks of vines for nothing, but hey, it was relaxing at least, right? That's something I got out of it. I've already got it working, as you can see. It gives me way more moss than I need, but if I ever need more, I'll just add more filters or make adjustments. Now, what I want to do is unconsciously, okay, this area here, this will take me up the mountain. Way more epic. It's starting to become a little farm district, so we need to do something about this. I've got an idea. It's kind of a lame one, but I'm going to cover them up. Do you see how these little farms don't take up too much space? I'm going to put all the little ones here, and I'm going to try to cover each one with a house and make a sort of village that's actually a secret industrial settlement. Well, I won't just say it, I'll do it. Let's get to it. Honestly, I wanted the entire farm to fit inside the first floor when placing this house, but I got this one. It didn't make any sense. If you put the whole farm on the first floor, you need a lot of space around it to be able to walk around the farm. I've decided it will remain a lower floor, like a basement, with the house built on top. As you can see here, it's burning. It's a really bad idea to put everything made of wood when the farm has lava. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, since I don't want to move or have my house burned down, I've been thinking of ways to cover the lava. So, well, this is the second attempt I've made. In the first one, what I did was put the strip of lava. I put slabs on top to see if it would burn, and it does burn, okay? But then I read on the wiki that this is a lava block and you have the 3x3x1 around it. So if this is the lava, all of this is covered by some block, whatever it is, even lava. The fire shouldn't spread in any way. So I'm running the test. I have all the lava I have here. It's covered and it looks like it's been a while and the lava isn't spreading. So now I want to try something else, which is to see if it would work on carpets. Because I'm placing slabs, but the slabs, well, I don't know. It's better to place it lower since it'll be in the center of the house. I'll stay here a while to see if it works. Look, I'm getting out of this one because here I would have to have, as soon as you walk into this house. I would have I don't know, it's kind of too much, but if I have carpets, it's really chill. Actually, thinking about it, I'd need one here too. The whole entrance would bother me. Look, we put marrow, obviously, right? Shit. Another test to ensure nothing. Okay, the trapdoors work. This doesn't burn better than the slab. Well, it looks like I'll have to use something like this, which is to go into the house. Now it looks bad, but what about this? Better than slabs? As long as my house doesn't burn down, it's fine. Now that my house won't burn down during construction, we can continue? I'll keep answering questions because I enjoy it and don't have topics to discuss. So you're really helping me. Manuel Sanchez asks if programming knowledge has improved your redstone skills or if it's just natural talent, or both. That question raises several more. I'll begin. Yes, knowing programming has improved my redstone skills. but I'm not sure it's exactly programming. I mean, I would say that the way of thinking that my degree has given me has helped me a lot. But a lot. Because the first time I picked up Redstone after finishing my degree, and after years away, Redstone had improved. I'm not sure what it is, but it's about the way of thinking and organizing. But obviously it doesn't give you knowledge as such, right? I mean, Redstone has a lot of behaviors that you have to learn or that you learn by doing it. And those, obviously, you don't gain by knowing programming, of course. Then there's the question of whether it comes naturally, like knowledge. I could give a philosophical dissertation about it, but I think that talent or natural ability is very overrated in our current society, really. It's very overrated, obviously, for things like programming. Having from birth, let's say, logical thinking or a capacity for logical thinking is much better. It can help, but I believe genuine interest is more important than being born with it. If you have fun, I mean, with logical thinking, with riddles, with certain mathematical puzzles, if you enjoy doing that, it will make it much easier for you to learn it. And I think that's underrated. I mean, I think that passion for something does much more than talent. That's why, for example, maybe I have a talent for law, but since it bores me to death, I'm never going to develop it. Because having fun is much more important to me. And someone might not be that good just because of talent, but on the other hand, Piri really loves it. Studying all the cases, from all the trials, everything, and Piri enjoys it for hours and hours. Well, that's going to help him much more. Well, that's my philosophical reflection for the day. While you watch how I built a shabby wooden house, well, shabby, right? Actually, this looks pretty nice. I want to show you how this turns out. After detailing, terraforming, and interior work, I think I did a good job here. It's true the first floor looks pretty ugly when you walk in. I left this glass here because it's funny you can see below. I don't know if it's, it's not very pretty, but oh well, and the thing is, if we go down here, well, you have access to everything. These chests, well, I should probably turn this around, but oh well. Here I have access to the chests and everything I want to do. I want to make one thing clear. The way the farm is built, I'm saying this in case you've copied it or want to copy it. Everything goes into one hopper, so items get stuck. There are just too many for one hopper. You'd need to split them into a few flows. I'm not sure how many, but I won't do it. Because for now, I don't care if it gets stuck, because by the time it gets stuck, I already have all the moss I want. If in the future I need 80 chests of moss, then we'll do it. But since I don't need it, I'm not going to make an effort in vain. Okay, now the back part, look how it turned out. At first, I planned to renovate everything to make it look good, but now I actually find the block like this kind of funny. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. A chunk of dirt, like to fit the house, I don't know. Don't ask me why I like it. I'm being honest. I'm not saying it because I'm lazy. Terraform, but I think the terraformed area would end up too close to the river. I don't know. It's really weird. Okay. So we go up to the first floor, and here things are a bit more normal. Some decoration, plus I have this access here. And this is just pure decoration. Well, here there's a little bit, some beds to sleep in, some nice views from the bed, a bit of storage that I won't use for now. And that's it. That's the house. I want it to be the first of many. I'll make a little path at the entrance over there, and I'll connect it with others. What's missing is to cover that, which is a big problem. I'm enjoying this farm series, but that one, covering that farm is quite a challenge. Honestly, I'm not sure if I improved or worsened this part, because I said I'm not going to build another house, okay? I'm not going to build another house next to this one, nor am I going to move this farm. It seems small enough to be able to hide it. Not sure if you remember, this is the one from La de Flores, but this hole looks really bad to me. I need to do it because there are pistons here, of course. I lowered the redstone, so that this can be done. In fact, you come down here, and you have, well, all the stuff. I think I'm going to accept your ideas because sometimes you have really good ideas. If you come up with something to do here, like so that there's a hole, a little hole in the ground, and it makes sense. I can't place anything here since it's part of the farm. I can only put things around it. If you think of something, let me know. You caught me here picking some blueberries because they're the last thing I'll need for the hand decoration. Yesterday I streamed for 2 hours and made great progress. Now let's finish it up. As you can see, there are a lot of strips hanging down there. And then in theory, if I put one here, like this, in theory, over time, it should grow downward and it shouldn't take long. As you can see, they're already planted, but they still need to grow. This will take time, so we'll see it in future episodes. How do they grow downward and improve its appearance? By the way, I did that in the 2-hour stream. Oh, another one of those just popped up there. I finished up these fingers since these fingers didn't have the texture here. See this texture? Well, it's missing here, and also some moss and stuff. Well, I'm signing off. With the project completed, we can still do more things inside. But anyway, see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. My Twitch link is in the description. I might live stream, but I'm not sure yet. Goodbye.